Do you want to know how to hire Amazon Virtual Assistant step by step? Well, in this video today, I'm going to share with you my 5-step process to support you in how to hire an Amazon Virtual Assistant step by step. Stay tuned. Now, if you're new to this channel, my name is Thomas Parkinson, and I've been selling on Amazon now for the last 5 years, and I'm a 7-figure Amazon seller in the UK and another 7-figure Amazon seller in the USA. Now, in this video today, I'm going to share with you an introduction into how to hire an Amazon Virtual Assistant, and then finally, I'm actually going to go through step by step how to hire an Amazon Virtual Assistant. Let's get started. So first things first, if you're thinking about hiring a virtual assistant for your Amazon business, let me share that Amazon Virtual Assistants can be super helpful in managing tasks that allow you to focus on other important work like growing your business, value-adding time. Now, as an Amazon seller myself for the last 5 years, pretty much right now I have 75 VAs within my business and also giving me back my time and helping to grow the business. Now, my team do so much work for me, and one of the most important tasks that they do in my business, or some of the most important tasks, are quite simply sourcing for profitable products that I can resell, administrative tasks like managing my Amazon shipments and my inventory management, my financial management and my seller central management, and also other tasks that improve the streamlining of your business and improving productivity, which is just going to help you focus on the profitable generating activities within your business. Now, in the next chapter, I'm going to be sharing with you how to hire Amazon Virtual Assistant step by step. Okay, so today I'm talking about how to hire an Amazon Virtual Assistant step by step. And the one thing I want to ask you is, where are you spending most of your time in your Amazon business? Where could you be outsourcing? Let me know in the comments down below, and perhaps maybe I can give you some advice or maybe some questions I can answer if there's a worry about it. But maybe there's something which I can help you in outsourcing, supporting you in getting your time back. Let me know in the comments down below where you're spending most of your time. Now, this leads me nicely onto my second chapter, how to hire an Amazon Virtual Assistant step by step. Now, step 1, my first advice for you is determine your needs. What are you really looking for? Now, before you actually hire a VA or virtual assistant, it's really important to know what tasks you're going to need help with. What do I recommend? Well, quite simply, make a list of all the tasks that you're doing on a day-to-day basis that you think perhaps maybe you could, should we say, take assistance with, that are going to support you in growing your business. Now, when you have that task list, think about the skills and the experience that you're going to need from a virtual assistant to be able to complete them. This is going to support you in finding a VA who is well suited for the needs of your business. Now, in addition to making a list of the tasks that you're doing, one thing I'd really recommend is not just listing the tasks, but also thinking about how long those tasks take to complete for you, but also as well the frequency at which you do those tasks. Ideally, we're going to be looking for tasks which take up a lot of our time, and we do often, which we can then outsource to a VA. And really, we're trying to free up your time, and that's going to allow you to focus on more high-value activities within the business. Now, once you have a clear understanding of your needs, what you can then do is start searching for a virtual assistant who are going to meet those requirements. Now, what I recommend for you is carefully review the skills and experience of the potential candidates that you're going to be interviewing, as well as their availability and their ability to communicate with you to ensure that they're going to be a good fit for your business. Now, by simply taking the time to determine your needs before starting the hiring process is really going to just help you narrow down to the right person quicker and faster, and to find that right person to help fill the job and to maximize the value of the investment and your time finding someone. Now, if you're thinking about outsourcing tasks to your virtual assistant, what can I recommend for you? Well, first things first, I'd really recommend downloading my 15 top tasks that I've outsourced in my own business, and I'll drop a link down below. Well, these are things that I'm already outsourcing in my business. I think you can probably copy from me and what they've added value to me and myself and my business to help grow. So have a look at that 15 top tasks to download. I'll drop a link in the description down below. Now, the second step that you want to go through is to search for an actual virtual assistant. Now, what I will say is there are 3 places generally that you're going to be looking about hiring an Amazon virtual assistant. Well, first one you consider is freelancer marketplaces. Now, this is ideal for, should we say, gig, or should we say per job. You know, if you're looking for like a task to do, that's going to be really helpful, and it's going to support you in doing what's known as like the DIY do-it-yourself approach. And the second one you're going to be thinking about is using Amazon virtual assistant agencies. Now, these are really for sellers who want, should we say, the experts to do it for them, and also can actually be a great start. Why? Because you can copy other people's processes and have certain guarantees and policies behind it, which is going to really support you in, should we say, getting started and not making all the mistakes and having to learn everything yourself. And then the third one you can think about is through referrals. referrals, such as recommendations through social networks, maybe even LinkedIn, or perhaps maybe even other VAs who are from other sellers who can support you as well. Now, what I want to do is go into each of these areas in a bit more detail and give you some pros and cons and support you with them as well. First things first, number one, we talked about is like freelancer marketplaces. Now, basically, freelancer marketplaces are generally, should we say, online platforms whereby a business can find and hire freelancers or virtual assistants to do remote work. Now, what I will say is there are really two types of freelancer marketplace. The first one is going to be a job advertisement type. Now, basically, the job advertising type is basically where you find a freelance Amazon virtual assistant with the right skills by you, should we say, posting a job or a task that they're going to need to do, and then the freelancer is going to contact you or the post, and they're generally going to send their CV or, should we say, a message to you saying, yeah, I can do that. Now, what I will say for you is do expect to get a lot of responses, and I mean a lot of responses, which probably aren't going to be so relevant. I still remember my first job post, I got probably about 250 applications, which was absolutely crazy. Now, to give you an example of one of these job advertisement websites, these are going to be platforms like onlinejobs.ph, which are generally going to cost you about $69 per month to actually post an advert. Or, for example, it could be like Upwork, which is going to charge the freelancer 5 to 20% of their earnings, and really you don't pay on that, but they're the kind of sites that you're going to be looking at. Now, onlinejobs.ph is a freelance marketplace where you can find virtual assistants that are full-time and part-time jobs, while Upwork tends to be more freelancers or on a contract basis, and they're looking for on a per job basis. Now, the second type of freelancer marketplace that you're going to really find or think about is really the gig type. Now, to explain what I mean by the gig type of freelance marketplace, this is whereby virtual assistants are going to posting their work or posting gigs, which is like what they can do or jobs that they can do, and you're going to pick and choose a freelancer that best suit your needs based off the gigs or the jobs that they've posted. So basically, you don't need to create the job posting yourself. The virtual assistant is going to do this for you, and they're going to post that job on those websites, and you're going to choose the right one based on their skills and obviously the job posts they do. Now, to give you an example of gig types, what can I recommend? Well, have a look at things like Fiverr and also Upwork as well. They have a lot of people who advertise what they can do there, and you can pick and choose jobs. Now, Fiverr is a lot more focused on gig type work, while Upwork tends to be focused on a bit more like hourly or flat rate projects, which again, the platform is going to take both of them a percentage of the fee. You don't pay anything, they'll just take the fee itself, will take a percentage of what you're paying the freelancer, and that's how the platform takes its money. Now, the second type of place you're going to think about hiring a virtual assistant, and we talked about it earlier, is through Amazon Virtual Assistant agencies. Amazon Virtual Assistant agencies are quite simply an online agency that provide different Amazon virtual assistants to support you in your business. Basically, you don't have to go through the trouble of, say, writing an application or reviewing applications, writing job posts, etc. Agencies are going to find the right VA for you, which can save you a lot of time and effort in sourcing and hiring and interviewing VAs. Basically, these agents are going to be experts in what they do, and they're going to support you in that journey, and they should have some guarantees that are going to support you alongside that. So obviously that's why you're paying for them, because they know what they're doing and they can guarantee that work as well. Now, one thing I will say about Amazon agencies is if you are thinking about hiring an Amazon virtual assistant, look no further than Fast Track FBA VA Academy. This is a service I created whereby we find, hire and train virtual assistants for your business. And in particular, we focus around the Amazon arbitrage space. Now, if you're interested and want to learn more, do check out the link down below, and it's fasttrackfba.com/VA. And in particular, we have a 3-month, no questions asked, money back guarantee. So if you're looking to hire great people and also you want that guarantee as well, and all our SOPs, then do check out Fast Track FBA. Also, we're going to help you out with your Amazon business. Now, the third and the final place to think about hiring virtual assistants is through referrals. Now, referrals are one of the easiest ways to find and hire a virtual assistant, because you can simply ask your friends if they've got maybe a VA or someone who they can recommend, or perhaps maybe they can do that. And to get referrals, you can simply join Amazon related Facebook groups, LinkedIn, Slack, for example, post information on there, or even just ask for recommendations and see what comes up. Now this leads me nicely on to my third step, reviewing CVs and portfolios. Now when searching for a virtual assistant, what you're going to be looking at and what you're thinking about is it's really important to review their resumes and portfolios if you're doing the interview process yourself. And this is really going to give you a sense of the VA's skill and experience that they have. Now this is going to help you identify candidates who are, should we say, well suited for the task that you need help with. Now as you review these CVs, do pay attention to the VA's skills and experience, in particular around what they've done which is relevant to the task and what the tasks that you need assistance with. Now look for VAs who've got previous experience in similar tasks and also a proven track record of success. That means they're more likely to be successful for you. Now not only that, but also asking for references can be a great way of checking on past work and to help get a sense of what that VA is actually capable of achieving. It's going to help you in your business as well. Now what I will say is by taking the time to evaluate the skills and experience and also the history and the track record of each candidate really help you find the best VA that's going to support you within your business. The fourth step that I'm going to talk about now is interviewing, which is a really key part of the recruitment process. Now conducting interviews is an essential part of hiring a virtual assistant. The interview allows you to ask specific questions about the VA's experience and skills to get them to know them better and also as well to understand at what level of depth they've had experience in those key areas. Now it will also give you the opportunity to assess how well the VA is likely to fit within your business, and obviously your business has a culture and how well they'll fit in with that culture as well. Now when conducting the interviews, do be sure to ask detailed questions about the VA's experience and skills. This can help you better understand, if you say, their capabilities and determine if they're going to be a good fit for your business. Now my top tip for you here is don't just ask generic questions. Sure, start with them, but follow up with more detailed questions. For example, tell me about your experience with X, and they'll give you an answer and say, okay, cool, tell me more about that. I want to hear more about that. Go into the detail. That's going to tell you how much they actually know, or was it just a passing comment that they said and perhaps maybe they don't really know what they're talking about. Now also as well, you may want to consider their availability and their communication style when doing the interview, because this is going to be really key when they're working with you, because if they can't communicate, should we say in English, or maybe that they struggle to communicate naturally and you've got a lot to train them, that's going to be a real challenge and something you really want to consider. Now in addition to this, you may want to ask a question to the VA to ask to maybe complete a time trial or some specific tasks to see how well they deal with the various work that you're going to ask them to do. This is going to give you a sense of their capabilities and specifically around the tasks that you're going to ask them to do in the future, and also to help you make an informed decision around whether this VA is going to be the right person for you. Now, conducting interviews is a really important step of the process in finding the right VA for your business. Why? Because taking your time to assess the skills and experience of the different candidates is going to make sure that you find the right VA that's going to become a valuable asset to your business. Now, if you want to know some of the questions that I've asked in my Amazon Virtual Assistant job interviews, what I will do is I'll drop a video up above called My Most Asked Questions in a Virtual Assistant job interview. Check that out, and I think you'll like that one because it's one of my top viewed videos where I actually interview VAs live on the call. Now this leads me to my fifth step, setting expectations. Now it is really important and pretty much essential to communicate what you expect, what does success look like to your virtual assistant when they start with you. Why? This is to ensure that both parties are on the same page in terms of responsibilities and expected tasks to be completed and by when. Now, by setting these expectations from the beginning can help ensure that the VA is able to understand what they need to achieve, but also as well, you're clear about what the VA needs to do and you can hold them accountable to them. And as a result, that VA is going to now be able to assist you in growing your business. Now, to help you set expectations with your VA, do make sure that you are clear with your communication in regards to what tasks they're going to be responsible for. Now, this may include specific tasks such as product sourcing, maybe administrative tasks, maybe general responsibilities, such as following company policies and procedures. And again, giving them the necessary guidelines and instructions is going to help them, should we say, achieve those tasks effectively. Now, in addition to that, establishing communication protocols is also important as well. For example, how often do you expect them to check in with you? What do they need to do? How do you prefer to be contacted? By setting these communication protocols can be really important in supporting you and giving a clear line of communication with the VA. Okay, so after understanding understanding how to hire an Amazon virtual assistant, you might want to consider watching how I interview Amazon virtual assistants. So what I'll do is I'll drop a video around here about how to interview virtual assistants, and that's a live interview from what I've done in the past. It's going to help you out. So check that out. Now, hopefully you've liked this video. If you have, hit the thumbs up. And hey, if you want to see more videos like this, do hit the subscribe button down below. Finally, if you think anyone should know about it, hit the share button and drop them a link. But for myself, Thomas Parkinson, and Fast Track FBA, thank you very much.